Welcome back. In this video, I wanted to go over the theory of EBS snapshots and go over an EBS snapshot lab with you. So what is an EBS snapshot? Well, a snapshot is simply a backup of your EBS volume. It's specifically a backup of your EBS volume state at a particular point in time. What is cool about snapshots is that we don't even have to detach the volume from the instance in order to get this done. But AWS does recommend that you do detach it before creating the snapshot. These snapshots are incremental. So if you take a snapshot today and then you take one tomorrow, the snapshot for tomorrow will only be added the difference between today's data and tomorrow's. So just the new data. And this will continue each day or each time you make an incremental snapshot. So where do these snapshots live? Well, these snapshots live in S3 buckets. And we can use these snapshots to create new volumes in other availability zones attached to another EC2 instance. We can automate this process using the Data Lifecycle Manager, or DLM for short. The reason we use the Data Lifecycle Manager is not only to automate the process, but also if we have strict company policies to follow. For example, if your company policy states that you need to back up your volumes on a nightly basis. Also, to reduce the storage costs, because we can automatically delete these backups after a certain time automatically, because it does cost money to store the backups. In our main console, we can go to our EC2 service. We will scroll down to Volumes under Elastic Block Store. The first thing I want to do is create an EBS volume. So I will click on Create Volume. I will make this a small EBS volume with 1 GB in size, and I'll leave the availability zone as US East 1A. I will click on Create Volume, and we should now have a new EBS volume. We can now select our newly created EBS volume and click on Actions. And the first thing I want to do is create a snapshot, so I will select the Create Snapshot option. In the new window, I will add a description of EBS Snapshot. And I won't add any tags, so I can go ahead and create the snapshot. If we want to see our snapshot, we have to go to the Snapshots tab under Elastic Block Store. As you can see, under the description, it says EBS Snapshot, which is the description we just gave to our new snapshot. Since our snapshot status state is now completed, we can select our snapshot and create a volume from it. Let's go ahead and select our snapshot. Click on Actions, and in the drop-down, we can click on Create Volume from the Snapshot option. In the new window, I will leave everything in its default state, except I will place the newly created EBS volume in the US East 1B availability zone. I also want to point out while we are here that you can also choose to encrypt this newly created volume. The original volume is not encrypted, so if we wanted to encrypt it, we could do it from the snapshot. But for this lab, we will just leave it as it is. We will also go ahead and click on Create Volume. Now, if we go back to our Volumes tab, we can see we have two EBS volumes. The original EBS volume we created, which was in the availability zone US East 1A, and the EBS volume we just created from the snapshot in US East 1B. Now, let's go back to our Snapshot tab, because I also want to show you that we can copy our snapshots across regions. So I will open up the Ohio or the US East 2 region in a new browser tab. As you can see, we are in the Ohio region, and in our Snapshot tab, we currently don't have anything here. Let's go back to our North Virginia region. Let's click on our snapshot, click on Actions, and then click on Copy Snapshot option. In this new window, I will go ahead and leave everything the same, except I will click on the US East 2 for my region from the dropdown. Again, I want to point out that we have the ability to encrypt our snapshot before copying it over to the new region, but we will leave it as is. I will click on Copy Snapshot. We can go back to our Ohio tab, and in the window, we can click on the refresh icon. If it doesn't immediately pop up, just wait a second and then click on the refresh icon again. As we see here, it created a copy of the snapshot in our Ohio region. We can now click on our snapshot and then click on Actions. And if we wanted to, we could create a volume from it and then mount that volume to an EC2 instance. Pretty cool, right? I mean, we copied a volume across a whole different region. If we wanted to get crazy with it, we could even copy it to another country, like AP East 1, which is the Hong Kong region. I hope in this video, you learned a little more about snapshots and how to use them. I'll see you in the next video.